Okay, got her all buttoned up, cleaned up a little bit. Yeah, cleaned up pretty nice. Dust off of it, anything. The valve's clearer to see. Had some time with it last night. It was about midnight. Dialing about the shortwave bands, and it's just as I remember it. In fact, maybe a little better. I was able to pull in some pretty distant stuff with it without any external long wire antennas or anything, just the rod antenna on here. It's a telescoping thing. That rod's 5 foot long. I can't even fully extend it here sitting on the table. It'll hit the ceiling. Nifty the way they made that. This has a detent there, so if you are in this situation, you can fully extend the rod. It can also lay down for horizontal polarization, which is also sometimes helpful. One of the niftiest parts is when you fold the antenna up into the handle, clip it in there, and it's all compact. If you're in an urban situation, you really don't need to extend the antenna to get FM reception. You know, there's enough right there to get it done. Of course, there's a loop stick under this bit here for the AM and some of the shortwave bands. The longer wave, shortwave bands use that. I think some of the shorter ones, if I recall correctly, do use the rod. There is also a ground and external antenna connection, terminals inside the back. And they even were thoughtful enough to put a little notch in the rear cover so you could have the wires coming out, going to your antenna and ground, if you use that. I have, and man, it does indeed increase the sensitivity, especially on the long wave and not the shortest of the short wave. Works real well. Last night I didn't, as I said, no antenna hooked up to it. I did have the rod up, and it worked really well. What I want to do, I'm probably going to do that again, and maybe grab some video of it. But for now, I'm a little bit curious about, how accurate the dial is to, what's it reading, what's it receiving, how close is that. So I've already established that the FM is spot on. It's not, you dial in a station, doesn't take long to hear call sign or, them telling you what you're tuned to. And FM's working perfect. So, not much point going over the FM. So I'm very happy that it is working. That's really what I'm interested in. So, right now, I've dialed it long wave. Now this covers, I don't know if you can see, I'll put some light on. This covers 150 to 400 megahertz. Clearly, this is below the AM broadcast band. So right now I've got my generator frequency counter here, dialed in about 100 kilohertz. Now, this frequency counter is a source of noise, especially with such close proximity to the radio. I think most of it has to do with the multiplexing of the damn display, but stupid LEDs. But anyway, you'll notice that. In fact, I'll demonstrate it. Let's see. Yeah, that's, so there's noise sources here. That's not one. This is analog. My flashlight. My wonderful LED flashlight. Isn't that special? Great flashlight. Except for that. So we'll just use those. That should be enough light. Hope. And then the frequency counter back on. So there's that. So that's what you're hearing, that whine. So let's I have no idea what that signal's. I don't think it's. Yeah, that's frequency counter. Okay. We'll just let that be. Free counter output also being fed into him. Or I'm sorry. Function generator output here also fed into the counter for readout. Now I'm just going to drape this over the top here. I'm not going to connect anything. Just drape it there. Now clearly we've already got a signal coming from his internals. But let's dial this up to 150 kilohertz. And let's see. Almost full quieting at well, I've got this set to 151 kilohertz, and the dial here reads 150. I can move about that a little bit. Full quieting. Tune up from that. Alright, so turn the freak counter off. Tune down to towards 150. Dead on. I don't know if you can see that. That's 150 there. And it's full quieting. Very loose coupling. Terminated into air. So that's so far so good. Let's go up to 200 thereabouts. Okay. That's full quieting. Let's see what meter says. Yeah, very close. 203. Huh. No problem there. Okay. Turn the noise box off. Dial up 300 kilohertz. Be more or less centered. That should be up here. Interesting. Let's see what. 310. Let me back off of it. Teeny bit off. Who cares? Let's try 400. Yeah, it's putting out 408, and it's down to 400. Of course, you know, there's always a little give and take. It actually does seem to be a bit more quieting. Let's turn this off. Geez whiz, I can hear the power supply in this thing buzzing through the speaker. There's so much coupling. It's just for grins and giggles, I'm going to just turn my generator off. You see, this is real loose coupling. And now it's free to pick up junk. So, sensitivity issues or oscillator issues on this band. Alright, let's go up one. This broadcast, AM broadcast band. And same thing, this freak counter is going to interfere, you can hear it in there. So, starting at 1.6 megahertz. Just going to get here. Full quieting. It's saying, yeah, 1.6 megahertz. The actual is 1.577. I would not complain about that. Sorry. Down to 1 megahertz, thereabouts. Certainly nothing to complain about there. Readout 1002, so yep, spot on. 1 megahertz even, damn near. Alright, go all the way down. 550 kilohertz. It's going to be right there. Huh? Pretty close. Yeah, 550, and we're outputting 543, so no need to worry about that band. Okay, now 2 megahertz. That's going to be up here. I think I'm overloading the, yeah, a little too much, wow, boy, that is sensitive. Whew. Check it out. That might, so 2 megahertz here on the dial. 2 megahertz. Very good. Now we'll just go all the way up to 4. Megahertz. Less noise. Oh wait, I can't. This only goes up to 3. Oops. Alright, so 3 it is. 3 megahertz. Let's see, I think it's overloading it. Turn the volume up. Yeah. No, it says 3 megahertz, 2.979. I'm not going to complain about that, not one bit. I'm surprised it's that close, actually. So in the FM, low band, broadcast band, AM broadcast band, and up to at least 3 megahertz. And I have no reason to suspect that if I got a generator I could put, which I have, I just ain't hauling it up here. 4 megahertz, it would be, I have no reason to think that would not be spot on. As far as the others, let's see, there's, 4 to 9, 9 to 10, 11 to 12, 14 to 15, or 16, and 17 to 18. I'll get around to checking those. From what I saw last night, they're pretty close. WWV in there and all, you can tell. So I don't think there's anything at all wrong with it, which is good. I don't want to get in there and have to start twiddling things. If one band was off in some way, I probably would investigate it. That would be, isolated to a certain area. But that's not the case. So, this might be the last clip to add to this thread. I would like to do a demo of it in actual use at night with a external antenna connected to it. Just to show off a little bit, not me, but what this thing can do. Very happy to have gotten it working again. So, we shall see.